Hello, creative friends, and welcome to the Stampin' Squad. My name is Cheryl Dorsey. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southern California, and I just want to say welcome to the squad today. I'm glad that you're here. If you are watching live today, hop in the comments. I'd like to see what you're up to. So tell me how your day is going, what you've been doing. What have you been doing? Um, I always like to say that I'm in Southern California because some of you have reached out to me and asked me if I do in person events, and I do. I do have in person events. So if you're in Southern California and you're interested in doing something in person, please let me know. I would love to stamp with you in person and get you into my local community. That would be really fun. I have at least 2 in-person events every month, and sometimes 3, sometimes 3. And I need to go over and restart my computer because it's not responding. It's not responding. I don't remember if I said today's date. It is December 1st. It is a Monday. I usually say that at the beginning, but I don't remember saying it. So just in case, that's when we are here. All right, I'm just getting back to my page. And here we go. Okay, yay. All right, Sharon's here. Hi, Sharon. Sunny and cold in Oregon. Yes, it was sunny today here in Southern California, um, but I think it was in the low 70s. So I can't say that was cold, but I think it's supposed to be cold tonight, like 38 degrees. That's crazy. That's crazy. Marion in Arkansas. It is cold in Arkansas. I bet it is. I bet it is. I am originally from Oklahoma, and I know it can get cold over there. It can get real cold over there. So thanks you guys for being here. If you're watching the replay, leave me a comment then too. I'd like to hear what you think, where you're watching from, all that good stuff. So today I've got fun project for you. We're going to start with tags, and then we're going to expand that into treats and cards. But the basis of everything we do today is going to be tags. And I'm making Christmas tags right now, but of course you can make tags with any theme for any season or any occasion. And today I'm going to use the Festive Friends stamp set. And you can see I've got this cute little snowman all set up here on my stamp positioning tool. This one was made by Stampin' Up. However, they no longer have a stamp positioning tool, but there's another good one on the market. So if you don't have one and you'd like to get one, if you look at the description down below this video, I put a link there for you. It's an Amazon link for a very good stamp positioning tool. All right. It is a great set, isn't it, Sharon? I love it. It's so adorable. I had to have it. Okay. Let's go ahead. I want you to be able to see how a stamp positioning tool works. So I've already put my stamp on here. You know, it just sticks on here just as it would onto your acrylic block. And I have a piece of basic white cardstock here. These are very, very strong magnets that will hold my cardstock in place. And I'm just going to use Memento black ink. And I'm going to ink up my stamp. And actually, I find that it's easier to do that if I put something underneath here to kind of support it. So it can lay flat instead of being kind of at an angle down. We can have it lay flat. So got that inked up, and I'm just going to close this, and I'm going to give this a good press all over. And now we can pick it up, and it looks like we got a pretty good image. If this had not been as dark as I wanted it to be, I would simply take my ink pad, ink this up again, and press it down again. The stamp positioning tool keeps the stamp in the same position so you can add ink and darken your image multiple times. So it's very handy to have. Okay, so I've already done some of the work today ahead of time. And I got our little snowman ready to go. So what I did before we came on today, I stamped a snowman just like this, and then I colored him. So let me tell you what colors I used. I used dark shaded spruce. I used dark real red and light pumpkin pie. And then also, this is light pool party. So those are the blends that I used. And today is the last day for the Black Friday sale. And they have tons of blends on sale. 40% off. That is a fantastic deal on blends. So if you need blends, hop on the website. You know, you can always shop on my website if you like and get yourself some blends. My favorite tool for coloring. Okay, so let me show you what the little guy looks like. There he is. So after I colored him, then I used, remember we're using this stamp set, there are coordinating dies that go with this. So I used, it's this die right here to cut him out. And I did want to show you, I mentioned that I use Pool Party. Let me see if I can get this up where you can see. When I am doing snow creatures, snowman, I like to put just a little tiny bit of Pool Party in here on the edges. I think it just lifts the image a little bit and gives it a little bit of dimension. It's not so flat. So that's a little thing that I like to do. And then I don't know if you can see, but I did put some Wink of Stella right here, Wink of Stella on the little fur trim here and on the little fur pom-pom on the end of his cap. And I see somebody else popped in. Darlene is here. Hi, Darlene, from Florida. I'm wondering if you're warmer than some of the rest of us are today. Hope so. That'd be nice. Okay, so tags, that's where we're going. I've already die cut this out. So today I have all the die cutting already done. You're not going to see me die cut. Most of you probably know how to do that. If you don't know how to die cut, you're new to die cutting, then just flip back and look at a few of my previous videos because I'm usually die cutting during the tutorial. So you'll find that pretty easily if you need to watch the die cutting procedure. But here we are, and let me just show you. It's this large rectangle here, and I've cut out real red, a piece of real red. Now I have some other pieces that I die cut from that same set. I die cut these two little trees. I think they're so cute. They're kind of modern looking, and here's the die for that. So I die cut one in Pool Party and one in Soft Seafoam. And I'm going to start thinking about building my tag here. I've got a couple of the things I want to show you. I did some stamping beforehand. I stamped this little Merry Christmas just on a strip of basic white cardstock, and then I just scissor cut it out. So that was easy peasy. If you're wondering where that stamp came from, here it is right here. This was from the November Paper Pumpkin. So, you know, sometimes I'm on here using Paper Pumpkin stamps because I love Paper Pumpkin. You get it every month. Get it every month is a great way to build a collection of stamps. Okay, let's see what we're going to do here. So I was thinking about this beforehand, and I think I'd like to, actually, I think I'm going to do it this way maybe. Like put these little trees in here and I'll glue them down and then maybe pop up my little snowman with dimensionals and the Merry Christmas. That can go down here right at the bottom. So that's what I'm thinking. Let's see. Let's get these glued down. All right, first our soft sea foam. Just a very little bit of glue because that's pretty narrow. You don't want it gooshing out all over the place. And I'm going to put that where the tip is coming right up to the top. And because I use so little glue, I need to kind of hold it down for just a second to make sure that it grabs onto my real red cardstock. There we are. And then we can put this. I'm going to stagger it just a little bit right here. So let's get that put down. So we're starting with stamps and dies from Festive Friends. And after I show you this, then I'm going to switch gears and use something else. So hopefully you'll start getting some ideas. If you have these items, you could use them, but maybe you don't. Maybe you have something else and you'd like to use it. So that's always my goal when I come on here with you, is to show you some things, maybe with some options, so you can start thinking about what you have and what you would like to make. So my little guy is going to go right there. I want this to go right down here at the bottom. And I don't mind if it drops off a little bit. Let's glue this down. Let's see if I can get it straight. There we are. I'm excited. I have several things to show you. Different options. I really, how should I describe it? I really was freestyling. That's what I'll call it. I was freestyling with all of this stuff. I just die cut out a bunch of things and stamped a bunch of things and started putting them together. It's kind of fun. I wasn't sure where it was going to go when I started. But sometimes that's when I have the most fun, when I don't really know where I'm headed. Okay, let's put this cute little snowman right in here. I love him. He's adorable. Super cute. Well, hello, Jay Walker. You're in Southern California. Email me. Email me. And we will get you in the group. This ribbon is old. It is, I think it's last year. Maybe it's 2 years old. So, I'm going to use a few different ribbons here. So you will be looking in your stash and deciding what you've got and what you want to use. But I thought the pool party with these little pom-poms on the edge of the ribbon was too cute. So that's what I decided I wanted to use. I'm going to pull it through just a little bit more. There we go. Now, where is my favorite reverse tweezers? So I can kind of hold that in there, because now I'm going to take a piece of twine, red and white twine. There is some that's current right now that you can get if you don't have red and white twine. And I'm going to tie a little bow here around it to secure my pool party ribbon in place. But it always helps me if I can use those reverse tweezers to kind of hold things still. That helps. When things are sliding around so much. Okay, let's make those loops a little smaller on both sides. A little bit smaller. That's pretty good. And we can take this away. And I'm going to cut this, make it shorter. And you could leave it long because this is our tag, right? That's our adorable tag. Let's cut these a little bit because that seems a little overdone. There we go. All right. So here's our adorable tag, our little snowman. So this could go right on a gift. This could go right on your package. If you want to, this is red. If you have a black pen, you could write on that. You could see it. To, from, Merry Christmas wishes, whatever you'd like. So there we are. And now I'm going to just set him aside for a second. We are going to come back to him later and do something else with that tag. But here, let me show you another tag that we can put together really quickly. I've got my real red again that I've already die cut out. This is some kind of striped iridescent ribbon that I had in my stash. So I thought we could use that. Here is Santa. So I already stamped him and then colored him in. So he's ready to go. And here's a couple die cuts. So with this guy, we used the skinny die cut trees. And with Santa, we've kind of got the short and squat ones. Where are they? This die right here. So it cuts out the edges, but then it makes this nice detail inside. So it gives our tree some texture. So I think I'm going to go horizontal with this one. And let's see how we're going to do this. So that guy can go there. Then I think we'll just put this tree staggered a little bit, and then Santa will be on dimensionals. How about that? Okay, let's give that a try. And then I'm getting ready to show you some other tags I made with this set. Push that up just a little. There we are. And this one is just going to layer right next to it. And I will take a break in just a little while and come over and catch up on your comments over there. All right, super cute Santa is just going to go right here. So I need some dimensionals. Okay, I think that will hold him in place. And then maybe we'll put a little bling here. So we will put our Santa right here. Adorable. So cute. And I want to use these red and white peppermints. They're so cute. So I think we need a few of those. And you know what? I think I'm just going to put three of them on this tree. I think I'm just going to put them right on the tree. And I'm just going to use these small ones. So three cute little peppermints on our tree. There we are. Simple. All right. And as I said, I kind of did like freestyling. So I just die cut out a bunch of stuff. I stamped, colored, and die cut out several of the characters. And then I just started grabbing things and putting them together. So I've got these two. I want to show you some other ones. This one with the little elf. He's so cute. I used soft seafoam and then I just stamped with garden green and I stamped some snowflakes. This is also from that same stamp set with garden green. So he's adorable. And then for this one, I took my tag and I attached it to a little treat. Got some Hershey's Kisses there for Christmas. So that's a great way to use your tags. If you're not going to put them on a package that you wrapped or on a gift bag, you could always just make a quick little treat. So that is super fun. Let me show you some other ones where I did the same thing. This one, here's our snowman again. And I had some old glimmer paper that was white. So I grabbed that, die cut that out, and then I also die cut from the same die set. Let me show you. Got some snowflakes in there. So die cut some of those in our pool party and put that on. I've got one more treat, little Santa one with the pool party, stamped snowflakes, stamped right on the tag here. And again, we've got our little Hershey Kisses. Super cute, very easy. Kids love them. Adults love them too, but especially the kids. Let me show you this other tag that I did. So this one is a kind of two layers, but I left them loose. So on the bottom layer, I put my glimmer paper, and on the top layer, I have my soft seafoam, and I die cut out these snowflakes. And so you see the glimmer coming through from underneath. And then I did stamp a little sentiment on the back of that one. So, very cute set to make some tags. We're not finished with our snowman and our Santa. Let's see here. Let's start with Santa. Snowman's going to sit over here for a minute. So, I have already taken a piece of soft seafoam to make a card base. And the card base is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4.25. So I've already done that, folded, burnished. I put a piece of basic white on the inside. This piece is 3 3/4. Is that right? Yes, 3 3/4 by 5. And then you see I've got this designer series paper that is oh so Christmassy. And it is from a pack of paper called Christmas Tags and More. It's a 6x6 paper. I'm going to move this out of the way. It's a 6x6 paper and oh so fun. So I've already put a layer on here. It's the same size as the white cardstock inside. So it's 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So that's all ready to go. Now let's talk about the paper for just a second because it is fantastic. So it does have all these Christmassy patterns. And here's another die cut tree. A little die cut tree I stuck in there to make the inside pretty. And I want to show you this. This is one of the sheets in here. And I'm getting ready to show you what I did with this sheet. So it's 6 by 6, but we've got 6 little images here. And I cut those apart, and I'm going to show you in just a second what I did with those. So Christmas tags and more paper. If you don't have that, no worries. I bet you have some kind of Christmas paper, and you can use that and make it as cute as it can be. All right, this, I'm going to put my tag on the front of my card. I'm going to use it as the focal image for my card. And before I do that, I am going to trim this down. So let's shorten this. I want it quite short, actually. There we are. And that's just going to go on the front of my card. I love it. Let's attach it with some dimensional. Real red is such a great Christmas color. If you were celebrating Thanksgiving last week, I hope you had a nice one. We had kind of a low key one this year, which is fine with me. We did not host, so we got to be guests at someone else's house, which was nice for a change. Oops. Okay. Let's put our little tag on the front of our card. I'm just going to put it right there. And how fun is that? So we know we can make a bunch of tags. We can attach them to gift bags or wrapped presents. We can make little treat bags with them. And we can also attach them to the front of a card. So lots of things to do with tags. Now, let's take care of Snowman here. We're going to do the same thing. I've already prepared a card base that we can put that on. This is Pool Party. And on the inside, there's that same basic white piece. Here's one of the die cuts, of the many, many die cuts I sat and cut out. Yeah. And here, if you can see, we've just got tone on tone Pool Party ink on the Pool Party cardstock with the snowflakes. So I think this is really cute. All right, we are going to cut this down. Shorten it up a bit. There we are. And we'll grab some dimensionals. We'll just kind of put it at an angle. For some reason, that just appeals to me to put that at an angle. And that we might also put a little bling on here. I'm thinking maybe a little bling would be good. And one more. Okay. All right. Did I get them all? Didn't get that one. Okay. There we are. Super cute. Just going to put him right here. Adorable. How about these are old? They're kind of iridescent. And so I think those would be fun. So let's just put a few of these on. Put one there. Actually, I want to use the other end of this. Okay, now let's grab a small one. Something on it. A little fuzzy on it. Don't need that. And one more small one. And gonna put it right up there. Okay. Let's make sure those are stuck down good. There we are, and our cute little decoration on the inside. So another tag, another card. Super cute. Okay, let me see what's up in the comments. See what's up with you guys. Yes. So Jay Walker, be sure to email me because I would love for you to come to an event. I do have people come from other cities to join in. So you are more than welcome to do that. Hey, Carla, how are you? All right. And Sharon, you had a good Thanksgiving. Nice. Nice. Thanksgiving is kind of a favorite holiday just because it's so, at least for our family, it's a little slower paced. It's not quite so crazy as Christmas. Okay, let's do another tag, but we're going to switch it up a little bit. So this time I die cut out the tag base in basic white, and then I just stamped right on here with my little Merry Christmas stamp. Then, remember this. So I just cut these apart. So here's the one with the candy canes. And I think I cut it down just a little bit. I did. I just took a little slice off the top to make it a little bit smaller. And then I used my corner rounder punch. Used that to round off the corners. I thought that would be nice since the corners of the tag are round. So this is just going to go right on here. It's so bright and pretty. And in case you hadn't guessed, I did go ahead and make tags of all these. So I am going to show you those too in just a minute. All right. How about, I don't know. I think I'm just going to do it with glue. I'm just going to put it on with glue. And I've got my kind of iridescent ribbon here. That works. And so this one, I'm just going to feed it through here from behind. Get a hold of it. There we go. Oh no, did I get both pieces? Not really. Let's try that again. Might have to use my take your pick tool to push it through. Let me fold it in half. Maybe that will make it easier. Yes. Okay. That's much better. So I'm just going to pull that through and then push it back through the loop here. There we go. Now I'm just going to fiddle with it a little bit to work it down so it's kind of tight on there. There we go. That's fun. Okay. So there we go. There's another tag. Maybe some bling. Maybe some of that iridescent bling, since we're using some iridescent ribbon. So I think, let's just put a couple of these on here. And one more. Let's put it up there in the corner. Okay. That is super cute. All right. I've prepared a card base so we can make a card. So here are my pieces. I've got real red for my card base. And again, that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored in the middle at 4.25. So let's fold and burnish that. And I've got some more of that beautiful paper, the Christmas Tags and More 6x6. I love this piece with the stars on it. So we want to adhere that to the front of our card. Let me make sure I have it oriented the correct way. The back side's really pretty too. There we are. And then this is going to go on the inside. So let me get this and we'll adhere it. And then I got to tell you about this cute little candy cane here. You scooch that over just a little. That's pretty good. Okay, so we'll put that on the inside and then we'll finish decorating the outside of our card. So for anybody who's going to celebrate Christmas, we're kind of starting to get toward the home stretch, I think. As soon as Thanksgiving is over, it's like, let's go, let's go. All right, this cute, cute, cute little candy cane. All right, here's my paper pack, that Christmas Tags and More 6x6 paper. There's also sheets in here with little punch outs. You can see I punched out a whole bunch of them, but there's a lot. There's like 4 sheets of little Christmassy accents that you can punch out. So that's where this little guy came from. I mean, many times I like to put a piece of designer series paper on the inside like I did here. But because these were part of the pack, it's like, oh, we got to use those. They're so adorable. We've got to use those. So the inside of my card is almost as cute as the outside. So let's cut this down. I can't wait to show you the other ones. I think they all turned out so cute. So here we are. It's going to go on the front of our card, a few dimensionals. Make sure they're on there good before I start trying to take the backing off so they don't jump off. Okie dokie. I'm going to put that just right here. Super duper cute. I love that. Okay, let's look at the other ones. Remember, this is what we started with. Okay, so we've got our candy canes, and now we need all the other ones. So I made tags, just like you've seen me do. And then I turned them into cards. I used my tags to decorate cards. So here we are. There's the little piece. And then this is just punched out, little Christmas tree, and punched out a little gift. So adorable. And on the inside, our designer series paper. And then there's another little punch out. So fun. I love it when they give us things like that. Make it so easy. Here's another one. This one with the Christmas ornaments. Really cute. And there's another little punch out. I love the way these came together. They're simple, but I think they're very cute. I think they would definitely bring a smile to someone's face. Here's one. Here's our little piece. And there we are. Here's one with a white card base. So the DSP, and then there was a little punch out. And the inside, super fun. One more, that'll be 6. Here's the one with the Christmas tree. And that cute little gift. And on the inside, some DSP, another little punch out. So I was thrilled with the way those turned out. Like I said, I was kind of freestyling. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do. But once I got started, I started die cutting things and cutting things apart. Then I just started grabbing things and putting them together. And it was so easy. Really nice color palette, not complicated. So it was nice to be able to do that and make, everything goes together. It wasn't hard to figure things out. So that's where the DSP is the star. Remember our other tags were these cute little stamped and colored images. And some of them were, let's see, treats. We use tags for treats. So I think I need to change the name of the video because I think I have it tags and cards, but it needs to be tags, treats, and cards with emphasis on tags because that's where we start. So let's see what's happening in the comments. Oh, good. Okay, so you guys like them. Well, I hope that that you'll make some tags. So if you don't have this tag die, I wanted to be sure and say, firstly, you can just cut a rectangle or a square out of cardstock, right? And make it into a tag. We don't have to get too complicated here. It could just be that. But I wanted to show you some of the other die sets that I have that you probably have something like this. And these would make great tags, great tags. So these are circles from the Spotlight on Nature. And last year, I made tags with these circles. I'm just going to pull that out and show it to you. So all I did was cut circles out of cardstock, out of designer series paper, out of some vellum, and then put some little accents on it and glued them together. And that made a cute tag. Easy peasy. So those circle dies were great. How about these? Nested essentials. You could make cute tags with any of those shapes. You could layer them if you wanted to. Or how about stylish shapes? Squares, circles. Those make great tags. And let's not forget, everyday arches. Love these. Have used them on several things so far. But those make great tags too. One more. Textured notes. If you have these rectangle dies, they're so pretty. They have a really nice border, detailed border around the edge. Those work great for dies too. So whatever kind of dies that you have. Maybe it is not specifically made to be a tag like this is, but you can use any of your dies. And then you just punch a hole in it, right? And attach your ribbon and whatever designer series paper or little images that you want to attach to it. Definitely easy peasy. Let me pull one of these over here just so we can kind of see it. Okay, so the last thing I want to tell you, this little Merry Christmas that I used over and over again because I like the script and the size. And I mentioned that came in the November paper pumpkin. There it is. Merry Christmas. If you're not familiar, Paper Pumpkin is a paper craft subscription that gets delivered to you every month. Everything you need to make the projects is in the box. So it's self contained, everything is in there. Starting today, December 1st, there's a huge sale on prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscriptions. So a 3-month prepaid is regularly 81, and right now it's 61. A 6-month prepaid is usually 162, but it's 122. And a 12-month prepaid is usually 324, but it's 244. So those are really deep discounts on prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscriptions. So if you're not subscribed, this is when you want to do it because I don't know that it would ever be less expensive than that, but it is a great way to try it. If you just got a 3-month subscription, you could decide if it's something you want to continue with or not. All right, I know I look forward to mine every month, so I'm a big fan. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to tell you. I don't think so. The last thing I'll mention is tomorrow is the 2nd, right? Tomorrow's December 2nd. Something new is coming. So when you log in on December 2nd to the Stampin' Up website, you're going to see product of the month. So it's something brand new and you got to check it out. I can't tell you really what it is, but you're going to love it. You're going to love it. I can't wait to place my order so I can get the December product of the month. It'll be different every month. So that's some exciting new products coming our way. Okay, let me just see. Is there anything else that I need to answer or address? No, I don't think so. So, you guys, I hope that when you get off the call, you'll run go make some tags and then put them on your gifts, your gift bags, treats, or you'll make some cards. So, thank you so much for stopping in today and spending some time with me. I will be back next Monday with another project for you. All right, have a wonderful week. Thank you. Bye bye.